often are you checking your receipts? Because there's a chance that you could be paying more than you should be. This week, multiple stores in North Carolina have actually been fined for overcharging customers at checkout. And that includes one store in Mecklenburg County.
Queen City News Chief Business Correspondent Taylor Young joining us now. Taylor, I don't think I check my receipt that often. Maybe a bill after dinner, but not when I'm going to like Dollar Tree or something like that. What are you finding out here?
Yeah, also I don't check my receipts either, but maybe we should start doing that, because it's never good to know that you could be overcharged when you're paying for something at checkout. But what I can say is that we have seen major progress over the last 2 years in terms of how many stores have been caught doing this. So 2 years ago, 70 stores were fined for scanner errors, 9 of which were in Mecklenburg County alone, but that number has since dropped to 4 statewide. So periodically, the state's Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services Standards Division will visit stores all across the state, and during that visit, it will compare the prices of items on shelves to what they ring up at the cash register. So back in June, inspectors stopped at the Family Dollar on Central Avenue in Charlotte and found customers were overcharged for several items. Then, a month later, the department made a second visit and found prices were still not matching up. The Family Dollar is now facing a fine of nearly $4,400. And other locations also facing fines include 2 businesses in Forsyth County and also in Moore County.
Okay, so Taylor, you mentioned that we've seen a major drop in these type of violations. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, so at first I think we have to look at why we saw such a major spike. So back in between 2022 and 2023, 26% of these inspections failed. That's compared to about 3 to 4% the year prior. And when I spoke to the department about why there was this major spike during this time period, and I was told that they believe it had to do a lot with worker shortages as well as inflation, because if you think about it, you need workers to kind of change those prices. It has to be done manually, right? So what you see on the shelf has to match up at the cash register. That's something that employees have to do. So when there was inflation was all over the place and prices were constantly changing, there weren't enough workers to kind of keep up with that. But now we are seeing prices kind of stable out, not changing as much, which is good for our pockets as well, and less worker shortages.
So for these stores that maybe repeatedly are found guilty of having the scanner errors, what's the state doing to sort of keep them accountable?
Yeah, so they make multiple visits, sometimes month after month. And I know back in 2023, there were some stores just in Mecklenburg County alone that got 4, sometimes 5 visits. And the more visits they make and see that your errors are still above that 5% error rate, I mean, your fines can get pretty large. There was a store back in 2023 that was facing a $20,000 fine. And there's only so many times, that can happen before corporate starts to kind of crack down and make sure that the changes are being made. But again, we are seeing major improvement here, just 4 stores statewide compared to 70 just a year ago, really.
All right, so if you see something, say something, get it
And
corrected.
check your receipt.
Yeah, before you walk out.
Check your receipt.
We all 3 are going to at least do better with that.